Hello, welcome to Yoga, Chocolate, and Chit Chat with Janet Gallo-Markowski, and
Melanie Flaker.
we are excited to bring to you another episode of our discussions. And so this week we decided to talk about staying home and decluttering, which is never really my priority. I like to go out. I like to be out. So, and when I'm home, I like to sit and watch shows or read books or be on my computer.
Right.
So, and because most of the clutter is not in my immediate space, I don't have to look at it. Because if I did have to look at it, it's like occasionally I'll walk into the room where the clutter exists and I'll be like, I really need to do something about this. And then when I do, so this is it, right? This is why this is important. Mm-hmm. When I do, I feel so much more energetic and I feel so much better, accomplished. And I think, why didn't I do this sooner? It wasn't that hard. Mm-hmm. It was not.
Right.
It was not hard.
It's making that. I am not a clutter person. My husband is the clutter person, but I always am going through drawers or closets or something.
Melody to come to my house.
And deciding.
He needs to come to my house.
Yes.
Declutter my home.
Right. And deciding, have I used this? Some things I have in drawers, I'm like, what is this? I don't even know what this is. And getting rid of it is so, it creates space.
Mm-hmm.
It not only creates space in your home, but it creates space in your mind, because you're like, all these things that are just taking up room. Look at all the things I got rid of. And you can donate them. I'm not saying throw all your stuff in the garbage, right? We can donate, we can bring to Goodwill, whatever. But it just, doing that periodically is just, it's really good for your mind. It keeps you fresh. And I feel for me anyway, the less objects I have in my home to take care of, to clean, to organize, to whatever, I feel less stressed out about it. I feel like it's very just opens my mind to be able to do other things.
And it really does. I mean, hello, feng shui, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not even, in my opinion, it's not even a question that decluttering gives you new energy and new life. And I love minimalism. I'm so drawn to minimalism. I love the concept of really only having 5 cups or 5 mugs in the house. No one needs 20 mugs. No one needs 20 mugs. But, why do we keep them? Because somebody gave them to us, right? And we'll get into the nostalgia behind why we keep everything. Because in my opinion, well, for me, that's my biggest thing is always the nostalgia if I don't let go of something. But so I hope Daryl's not watching this. I don't think he watches these because he is the let's keep it. And I'm the let's get rid of everything. Again, I would have 5 mugs in my house. I'd have 5 glasses in my house. Why? Just clean them.
Right.
There's 2 of us. At any given point, only 2 cups should be active, right? So when you're done with them, they don't even need the dishwasher. They don't need to go into the dirty sink so that then they need to be dishwashed because the sink is dirtier than the cup was, right?
Right.
So I would love, and I did this. I did do it. That's why I'm saying I hope he doesn't watch, because recently I decided that if everything doesn't fit in the cabinets, then whatever doesn't fit in the cabinets is gone.
You have too much stuff.
You do. If it doesn't fit in your closet, then you have too much stuff, right? Like,
yeah. So think about the world we see going up all around us is storage units, right? There are storage units everywhere, and they're building more because they know that we, as American citizens, consumers, we always have more stuff than we need, and then we don't have a place to store our stuff. I recently got rid of that big hutch in my dining area that everyone had from the 70s and 80s with all of this storage unit, and it was huge. I recently got rid of it and went to a very small little cabinet with no top shelf with two little it. And the biggest question I got from my family and my mom was, what are you going to do with all your things? I had stuff in that cabinet that was just in there because I had the room. I never used it. If someone gave it to me 25 years ago and I didn't really like it anymore, my taste had changed. And I was like, it was so nice to not have all of that stuff anymore.
Right.
Yes. And your taste changed. Something that someone gave you 10 years ago, you might have loved it. And now 10 years later, you're like, yeah, I don't like that anymore. It's okay.
And if you have a hard time, like with the nostalgia, something I have found does work, is take a picture of it, right? Yes. We all have our phones. We have thousands of pictures. We'll never look at it again. Take a picture of it, because if you ever decide, like, oh, I remember that, or like you're flipping through your photos, you'll see it and you'll have the nostalgia. Yes. But the real estate in your home, you get that. This topic is so, it really triggers me because, so I'm going to tell you a story. I'm pretty sure Melanie already knows it. Daryl, for one Christmas, he bought me one of those big, not air fryers, but the one before that everybody got, pressure cookers.
Oh, pressure cooker.
Right? Buys me a pressure cooker. It's huge, and I'm thinking, where in the world? The first thing I think when I open it is, where are we going to store this thing? Right? That's always my. It's like, we don't have room anyway. So I'm like, and then two is, am I really going to adopt this, right? Because when you give a present, if the person doesn't already have it, you're hoping they adopt it. Yeah. And so literally we kept it for a year and I didn't open it. And I told him, I said, I don't feel comfortable using this in the house. I really don't know how to integrate it into he knows I'm not a big cooker. So whatever, I get it that he would have loved for me to adopt this, but
he had hopeful dreams.
It looks like something from NASA. Like I would need an engineering degree. He did have hopeful dreams.
He had dreams and she was going to cook every day.
I'm not cooking beef. I don't do that. I don't cook those things. Like, so it looked, whatever. It was very intimidating, very overwhelming. And I'm like, I don't want to use this. A year later, right? So now fast forward exactly a year, I was like, Daryl, honey, boo-boos. We have not opened this and we can sell it. It's brand new. Somebody will buy this. He steals it from wherever it was so that I would not get rid of it. He uses it one time. One time. Now you've destroyed the value, right? So thanks, Daryl. Because now I can't sell it for what I would have sold. Okay, fine. You used it. You proved your point. It was good. I didn't even eat what he made. And then I basically said to him, if you don't get this out of the kitchen, you're not storing it in the kitchen. And if it stays in the kitchen, it's getting taken to Goodwill or somewhere. He puts it in his walk-in closet. And it's been sitting there for another year now. So the thing went unused for 1 year, got used, and now it's probably been 2 years that it's been sitting in his closet and not being used. That, if I had to look at that every day, it would drive me insane. But it's in his space, and I said, if it's in your space, it's your space. Yeah. But like we have to be practical, right? So let's just say another scenario could have been that I loved it. Well, guess what? If I loved it, then I need to make room for it. Yeah. And I need to give up something that I use all the time. Yeah. Because we cannot continuously just put stuff where other things were in place of and not move the other stuff out, right? Yes. You buy new socks, can you get rid of 5 pairs of socks? Yes. No. Some people can. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. Like, we just don't do that. We don't think that way. But no. It's okay, right? Yeah. It's okay.
So what I like I said, I am not a cluttered person. I go through my closet probably 3 or 4 times a year. If I have not worn that shirt this season, Like if the winter's going to go by and I'm ready for spring and I look at my closet and there are shirts in my closet, I did not wear them this season. I didn't wear them for a reason. I either didn't like the way they looked on me, they weren't comfortable. I thought I liked it when I bought it and now I don't. I get rid of it. I could donate it.
That's what the experts say. The experts say if you don't wear it in the season that it is appropriate for,
right,
then you don't need it.
There is a reason, and Janet and I have talked about, so at one point in time, I was like 50 pounds heavier, and then I've been 20 pounds lighter, and I never saved any of the clothes that no longer fit me. A lot of people will say if you gain weight, you will save your smaller size pants because the hope is
I'm some people.
Yes, I am going to fit into those pants again. Okay, so first of all, you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. But the second thing is if you lose 10 pounds, you're going to want to treat yourself to a new outfit.
That's true too.
You're going to want to treat yourself. You're going to look at those pants from 5 years ago and be like, I don't want to wear these pants again. I'm treating myself to some new pants. So it's okay to get rid of the different sizes. And clearly, you're hanging on to things that put pressure on you, right? Because every time you stare in your closet, you're looking at those size 10 pants and you're like, I'm going to get into them. Instead of just letting them go, let someone else wear them now. And then when you get back, if you get in back or when you get in back, then you say, I got back in my size 10 pants. I'm going to go to Kohl's and buy myself 2 pairs of new pants. And again, how many pairs of pants do we all need?
No, it's true.
Seriously, right?
It's so true. And we did have this talk.
Yes.
And it was particularly around when you gain or lose weight. Now, when we lose weight, we have no problem dishing out those clothes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I don't.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I lost weight. I don't need you no more.
That's right.
You're not in my life.
Yes.
I don't want to see you again.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be back to that size. But you gain weight and you like hold on.
Yes.
There's this holding on to what your weight was.
Yes.
And the cute clothes that you spend a lot of money and time buying. And it's like, okay, so there's a concept of project management. I had a project management, project management professional license for a few years. And long story short, there was this concept that you had to learn. It was called sunken costs. And this can be applied to so many things in life, so I'm going to share it. And it's basically like you do not consider the investment that you've already made when you're making a determination of whether to continue or end a project. So, for example, me saying I already spent a lot of time and money on the clothes. Well, those are sunken costs. I do not consider those if I'm being a project manager and if I'm, applying project management principles. Those cannot be considered, right? Like those are sunken costs. What you need to look at is what's the cost opportunity if you hold on to them, and what is the impact of continuing in that, right? So with that in mind, the obvious thing would be it's a sunken cost, right? It's over. It's done with. Like, let it go. And Melanie is so right. Can I still do this? Probably not. I still have stuff that I look at and I'm like, one day again. But she's right. I don't go back. I'm not going to go back into the older clothes and say, oh, do I still fit in this? I'm going to want a new wardrobe. Yes. I'm going to be like, yay, I did it.
Yes.
I want to buy new clothes.
Right.
So it was liberating when she said that to me the first time. I was like, she's so right. You're not going to climb back into what you used to wear. I mean, maybe some of this stuff, but you're going to be so excited that you're going to want something for today.
Yes. And I've struggled with my weight all my life. I've been up and down, up and down, up and down. If I saved every size worth of clothing, I would have my own clothing store. And it's just not, I have found for myself, it's not healthy if you gained that 20 pounds to stare at clothes every day. It be in the here and now, and what makes you feel good right now. those clothes aren't making you feel very good right now. They're just not.
No, and
They're not.
pushing them to their limit. I've done that too. Pushing them where I'm like, it's okay to go up a size. Like,
It is.
go up a size.
It is.
And you know what? You'll feel better. You'll look better.
Yeah.
And so I've been there too.
Yes.
Right? Where you just go up the size. It's not, doesn't mean forever, but you're making yourself look 10 times bigger than you are. Trying to stuff yourself into yesterday's
Try to
pants.
squeeze into pants.
Right.
And then you can't wait to get home so you can undo your button.
Right.
Right?
Oh man.
So it's like make yourself feel better. So like the whole decluttering thing is for making you feel better now. Make yourself feel better about yourself, your house, your life. When you declutter, there's less things to clean. You're more organized. Your life just flows a little bit better because you don't have so many things around you.
I totally
Yes.
agree. And I would say, you know, if there's any takeaway from this episode, because while we're talking about it, I'm like, I really want to go home and like clean out. I would say most people, the department that they could go to first is their clothes.
Yes.
I remember when Hurricane Sandy happened and everybody wanted to donate to the people that lost everything. The first thing and the most that everybody did was clothes.
Yes.
I mean, there were bags and bags and bags of clothes. And I remember thinking to myself, this means that we all have too many clothes.
Absolutely.
To begin with. You know, like it's a great gesture. I'm not taking away from that, but my observation was, one, that seems to be the easiest place people feel they could give, right? I could give. I could
Yeah.
definitely probably give a whole new wardrobe to somebody else. I try to I'm more conscious and aware of just letting it go, letting the clothes go I don't need. But so I would say for most people, I think the first place we could all go to is our closets, clothes, shoes,
Yeah.
and you know, because if it's overwhelming, that's a really good place to
It
just.
is. Shoes are a really big one because I don't know. My mother is a very big shoes person. She buys a pair of shoes to wear with an outfit, and then maybe not wear them. Shoes do, people. Little tip: they do get dry rotted in your closet when you don't wear them. So if you have a pair of those beautiful shoes and you bought for a wedding and you haven't worn them in 5 years, be careful if you pull them out because the straps might have become very weak and they will break. Shoes are meant to be worn on your feet, and the oils, did you know, the sweat and the oils from your feet are what keep your shoes nice and supple? And anyway,
I didn't know that.
I did, only because a friend of mine pulled out a pair of shoes and went to wear them to a wedding, and she got a few feet into the wedding and the straps blew out on her shoes. And she was like, I was like, when's the last time I haven't worn these shoes in like 7 years. They shouldn't have broken. Well, that's why they break. And your clothes in your closet also fade, even though they're in a closet. So I don't know if you've ever taken out a pair of black pants that you haven't worn in a while, take them off the hanger and you see that little, they do fade in your closet. So just a little. So go in your closet.
Yeah,
Get
let's
rid
do
of
that
some
first.
stuff.
Start there.
Oh.
All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this. We will be back next week. We're actually going to put out a schedule. We're going to put out a schedule so that if anybody wants to watch it live every Wednesday, you can watch it live. Otherwise, it will be published on Mondays. So the live version will always be available after we do it, but we'll drop it to all our social medias on Monday. So just keep a lookout for that. And if you have any topics you would love to hear us muse about, we are open to it, and we always reserve the right to modify whatever topic we're discussing, but we do have a list of things that we can get into. So with that, we hope you have a wonderful day.
Yes. Wonderful day. Happy, healthy New Year.
Namaste.
Namaste.